Hi, I'm Dan Hazard. I'm with Rock and Roll Industries. We're here interviewing Madison Rose. This is Madison and Justin. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
All right, so why don't you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves?
Well, I've been playing music for a long time. Rock and roll is in my blood. Ever since I saw Def Leppard for the first time in concert, he took me, and I went home and wrote my first song, and ever since then, I've been playing music.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, a little bit about yourself, Justin?
Well, you know, I'm obviously her brother, and I've been playing music ever since I was 5 or 6 years old. I started off with piano, and, you know, I've been obsessed with music ever since then, you know, listening to and playing and just trying to emulate all of my favorite artists and people, and I always wanted to achieve and create and be inspired and, you know, and inspire people like people have inspired me. So I had this great opportunity to join forces with my sister to be her guitar player and co-songwriter, and
Cool.
we haven't looked back since.
Very nice, very nice. So, you know, I've been listening to some of your music, and I can hear some definite Stevie Ray Vaughan influences, some Motley Crue, a little bit of Van Halen. So, so what are some of your other influences?
Well, those are definitely huge influences for me. I think, you know, my first favorite guitar player was Joe Perry. You know, I was literally like 6 years old, and I heard Aerosmith, and I was enamored with that guitar sound. You know, it was the 90s, and like Get a Grip and all that was just coming out, and I was just like, it was the perfect guitar sound, and I loved it. And, you know, I'm also big on different types of guitar players, like Larry Carlton, and a lot of the stuff that he brings to the table is just different and irreverent, and I try to incorporate that with my guitar playing. And my biggest influence is actually Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. Oh. Which is kind of funny. You know, a lot of people, they don't hear it, but as soon as I tell people that, they hear it a lot, you know, Lindsey. And it was almost like through osmosis that it became to be. I didn't necessarily set out to be influenced by him, but he's just, for some reason, influenced me, you know, the most, both in guitar playing and songwriting.
And so what most inspires you when you're songwriting?
I love just listening to the different like bands like Fleetwood Mac, everything from like heavy metal bands to like softer pop bands. I love Stevie Nicks' lyrics. I love her voice and her emotion. I've been listening to Elvis a lot lately, and cool. He actually has a lot of emotion in his voice, which I love. For me, a lot of people, it's really hard nowadays to hear emotion in people's voice when they sing, which is something I really miss. Like in the 50s and 60s, I have a 50s channel playing nice. At my house all the time, and almost everyone has, when they sing a love song, there's so much pain or so much love in their voice. And so I've been listening to a lot of people like that, and I've been listening to a lot of Madonna lately, and just stuff like that has been really influencing me. Just a lot of rock and roll attitude. To me, rock and roll isn't about how heavy you play, it's about the attitude. So That's the kind of music I look for. To me, like people like Madonna and Katy Perry, they're not necessarily the most hard rock, but they definitely have attitude.
So, but you mentioned earlier that you like some heavy metal bands.
Oh, yes.
And so, tell me a little about some of these bands you listen to.
I love Iron Maiden. I love Judas Priest, Guns N' Roses, Van Halen. Van Halen inspired me to play music as well as Def Leppard. I went to see them in concert in the David Lee Roth reunion tour in '08. And that was pretty awesome. Ever since then, I was like, I'm going to do that. It's final. I'm going to be on stage just like David Lee Roth, and I want to do that. So ever since then, I've been making my goal to do that.
All right, cool. So being a brother and sister, how is it working with each other in the studio, on stage?
It's great. Like, he's like my best friend. It's really cool. Like, I have no complaints. Usually people picture in their mind fighting like cats and dogs. But like any working relationship, you're going to have disagreements. That's just natural, but we really get along well. It's being brother and sister, being best friends, and having so much in common musically, we really get along great. I have no complaints.
You know, really, my experience is working with her. It's the way I see it is I've had a lot more problems with my other band members than I've ever had problems with her. You know, like dealing with them, they stress me out a lot more. You know, to be perfectly honest with you, working with her, it's cool because I am her older brother, and we are close in age, but I get to take that role of we get to push each other, you know, because we are so close, we get to try to push each other to achieve bigger and better things than we ever thought. So, in a way, because we have that personal connection, we can bring more out of each other than other band members who are just random people. You know, whether or not they're friends or whatever, we have such a close personal connection.
Music tends to have a story. So what story are you trying to convey with Madison Rose?
Well, my number one thing is why I want to be in the entertainment industry is to make people happy. A lot of people have, mundane lives and they have such bad things happen to them, and it's a world full of sadness and anger, but if I could just bring some happiness and some light into that world,
cool.
and to remind people that you can accomplish your dreams, you can do what you want, and you can be happy, that's, the main story, the main focus of my music. Just having fun and just smiling a little more, I think.
Yeah, the great thing about working to be part of this project is, I always call her the female David Lee Roth, and she writes such amazing, strong ballads and really powerful ballads, but I think her real strength lies in her fun party anthems. It's just, I've never heard party anthems like that since, the late 70s, early 80s, which is like the heyday of great party songs, right. They tried to accomplish that in the late 80s and stuff like that, but they haven't pulled it off since. And I'm like, okay, this is the stuff that I like listening to from that era. She's writing stuff like that. And so really with this band, I think we're first and foremost a party band, which is great because there's not a lot of rock and roll party bands out there. There's a lot of like techno, like Kesha and stuff like that, which is cool, but it's nice to have a guitar, rock, regular music fronted party band because you can still dance to rock music. You don't have to dance to a club beat. It's like whenever I go to clubs and stuff like that now, and we're playing our songs, and I'm like, people can dance to this. They're all standing there looking at the club because they're so used to rock music where you just stand there and watch. I'm like, this is a club. We can move around. We can dance. We can have a good time. It's not just about watching us. You're supposed to be entertained. Move a little bit.
So where do you see you taking your music from this point?
Well, I am influenced by different people every day. I think I hear things every day that I'm like, oh, I want to try that. I want to try that. There's so many different instruments from around the world that I want to try. So there's all kinds of weird things I always come up with. I think just experimenting more and, just trying different sounds and different things, just growing as an artist, really, just trying to have my vision out there and just to gain fans and to make my fans happy as well.
Definitely, the kind of position that I want to take is that I want to kind of push her to go out of her comfort zone and to try different things that she never thought she could try, because it's like, I see that she can do so much. It's like she technically has like a Mariah Carey level range. Like technically, it's not an opinion. She actually has these crazy notes that she can hit and stuff like that. It's like I like to be able to incorporate the fact that she actually has an insane singing voice with rock music, because the songs that we've written stuff, it's like, okay, they may not always complement the voice. You know what I'm saying? So it would be cool to bridge that gap between incredible vocals that are a little harder with rock music that's necessarily not singing, you know what I'm saying? So I think that'd be a cool blend that you don't really hear too often. So that's what we've been trying to do.
Sounds like you guys got a vision in mind.
Yeah.
Where you want to go. So, I can tell that you're a party band and everything, but like for instance, Teenage Runaway has a lot of.
I know we were saying that we're a party band, but our first single is like a really sad song. Yeah, that song is very personal to me. It's about someone that I knew and a friend I grew up with and known all my life. And then once the teenage years came, things got really bad and really hard for her, and she got very self-destructive. And I tried to help her because she was like my best friend, like my sister. But it was very hard because she just kept going into that downward spiral. And it's like one of those songs where you're getting hurt as well. So it's like, do I walk away or do I just continue to be hurt and try my best to help you? So that song is about that. And I think a lot of people can relate to this song because we've all gone through that teenage angst where we want to run away either physically or just emotionally, metaphorically, just from the world, from either your parents or school or friends, bullies, we always just like, I just want to disappear. I think that song is about that, and the song is kind of uplifting as well. It's saying, well, people care about you. You just have to look around, open your eyes. You might have a friend or a teacher or a cousin or, your parents actually do love you. They do care about you. So if you just open your eyes and see, there's some people that say, stop running, I'm here. So that's what that song is about.
I think from a production standpoint, that song has a cool backstory because it's a great example of how songs evolve. When she wrote the lyrics and we were starting to write the music, we wanted a more landslide Stevie Nicks Fleetwood Mac vibe, which is it's very haunting but not very rock. And then we brought it to our producer Gary Hoey and we were writing with him. He brought his rock influences, the things that he knew and loved to this song. So we have this great blend of the Fleetwood Mac, more, you know, docile side mixed with these loud, heavy guitars and drums, you know, which she loves, and she wanted to bring that element in it too, you know. That's why we went with Gary, because he, you know, that's his specialty, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's cool that how songs, you know, you can write them one way and you can picture them one way, how they can evolve when you bring in other people. That's why great producer, because they can push you in different directions that you never would have thought, or you never thought that you could do. You know, I think a great producer is like a mentor, more than someone who just shows up for the day and it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. A great producer can bring stuff out of you that is just like, you know, never knew was possible. And they can nurture you and want you, you know, and let yourself believe that you can achieve great things. So, you know, that's why I was really, we were really lucky to work with someone like Gary.
So you felt like he had a personal interest in making the song be what it is.
Yeah, he definitely got emotionally invested.
Being in a band and having like a producer, being an artist and working with a producer, it's almost like a musical marriage. Like, you have to have this kind of bond musically in order to make things work. You gotta have, you know, agreements or arguments, and just have this special bond that no one else has, because you're sharing your most intimate thoughts and feelings, but through song. So it's kind of like a musical marriage with a producer. You just have to find the right person to make music with.
And so you have a single, and you got the video, Teenage Runaway. It's been getting a lot of attention. So when can we expect the next single to be released?
Spring, early summer, definitely.
Okay.
We're going to shoot another video. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be an upbeat song. It's going to be it's just going to be really cool. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's very fun.
And it's a song called Over You, and it's just about waking up one day and realizing that maybe the person you're with is really uncool, and you ever had that feeling where you love someone so much even though they treat you badly?
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, I love you, stop! But then you wake up one day and you're like, you know what, there's like a billion other people in the world, why am I obsessing over you? You are no good, I'm over you. And it's kind of like that powerful, it's not whining, it's not complaining, it's just like, you know what, I'm over you. To hell with you, I'm gone.
Next.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. This song has a great theme of empowerment, and I think it can apply to everyone. It isn't gender specific. You know, and this song will cement our status as a party band. You know, I mean, every party band has their ballads.
Of course.
You know, because, you know, you can't be all gung-ho, all, you know, you gotta have the highs and the lows. But this song is really going to show people that we can rock. You know, that don't underestimate this little blonde, you know, beautiful thing that, you know, everyone is like, oh, you must be country or pop or something. It's like, no, I rock, and I can hold my own. I can rock harder than most of the guys that I see out there on the Sunset Strip, you know.
Where can our readers and viewers find out more about Madison Rose?
You can go to my website, MadisonRoseRocks.com, and my YouTube, youtube.com/MadisonRoseRocks. And I'll be uploading tons of new videos, hopefully soon. Behind the scenes look at my upcoming video, and I just uploaded a video for me at NAMM, just me walking around, talking to people, getting into trouble at NAMM, and my stage show as well, so that's pretty fun. We just uploaded that, and my lyric video for Teenage Runaway, and my official video is up there, and of course my Twitter, you can always tweet to me, and I will tweet back, I will talk to people. It's at MRoseRocks as well.
All right, well, this is Madison Rose. You can check them out on their Facebook page and their Twitter page. I'm Ben Hez, and this is Rock and Roll Magazine. Peace.